Hi, Joel here. Yesterday's video was about computational thinking. We just introduced the concept. We'll get into more details as the time goes, but I want to introduce a concrete example of using computer programs to actually improve our thinking. And there's one actually that came across about 10 years ago. It was between 2010 and 2012, 2014, where I was caught in a litigation and things were not going anywhere. We were in a dead spot, dead end, seemingly. And my partner was someone who was very close to me, who knows all my buttons, and I know all his buttons, and I would open an email, very positive, and by the end of the email, I was flat like a soda can that's been open for a day. And over time, it's, you kind of realize the patterns, and I decided to run a program to see what information was present in the document that somehow maybe had a blind spot. I couldn't see what it was. So let me do a parenthesis, and the software I used was called a semantic analyzer. The actual software is called Tropes, T-R-O-P-E-S 2.0. It's free. It's a research software, probably from a thesis, still downloadable. What it does, it classifies all the words, the most common words, into classes. And those classes represent concepts. And then what the software does is that it goes through the text and it says, oh, this concept precedes that concept on the line. So it makes an arc here. And then that concept precedes this concept. In a sense, it's what neural networks do, ChatGPT does, trying to predict the next word based on context and on the context of the data. And of those 6 months of email, Tropes found out that there was two main concepts coming out. One was anger and the other one was threat. And that took me totally by surprise. I was not expecting that. So that realigned the negotiations. And eventually we could come out of negotiation with something that was acceptable to both parties. So my point is that you don't need to think like a computer to take advantage of computers to think more clearly. And very often that occurs when emotions get involved, and the emotions, they kind of mess up our rational thinking. So that's one example. In this case, it was a case of one calling another one a liar and vice versa. The other example I want to bring to you tomorrow or the day after tomorrow is a case where one party calls the other a liar while the other party says that this one is actually using a circular argument, a vacuous argument, talking nonsense. And we've seen that recently, right? Haven't we? Thinking with computers, thinking like computers, and now with the metaverse, thinking in computer. I will not go into the third one, but we'll get some example of the first two because they're the most practical in daily life. So that's that for today. Take care. Bye.